Look, if you're a casual gamer just trying to vibe on Roblox or Minecraft without your PC sounding like a Boeing 747 hitting terminal velocity, I've got some rip-in chat news for you. The affordable gaming PC is officially on life support, and the doctors aren't even trying to save it, they're just checking its pockets for loose quarters. Welcome to 2026, where the hardware market has become a desolate wasteland for anyone who doesn't have a corporate black card or a literal trust fund. We've reached the point where GPU companies have officially ghosted the gaming community. They've moved out of our parents' basement and into the AI data center mansion. They've packed their bags, blocked our numbers, and they aren't coming back for their old hoodies. They're busy making $40,000 chips for a chatbot that writes mid-tier haikus, and you asking for a $300 GPU is like walking into a Ferrari dealership and asking for a used tricycle with a squeaky wheel. You're not a customer anymore, you're an annoyance, a tiny glitch in a spreadsheet tracking the infinite growth of AI. The silicon that used to be in your mid-range card is now being used to help some hedge fund bro automate his layoffs. It's a total L for the audience that actually built these companies. They spent years acting like they cared about your FPS and your thermals only to dump us the second they found a suitor with a bigger wallet and a weird obsession with generative nonsense. The disrespect keeps going with the VRAM crisis. Your GPU needs memory to actually do its job, but that same memory is currently being hogged to build the digital brains of our future robot overlords. The big manufacturers are prioritizing high-margin AI chips, leaving the rest of us to fight over the crumbs like pigeons in a rainy Taco Bell parking lot. It's a total supply chain skill issue, where the casual builder is basically being taxed, just because Silicon Valley has a new hyperfixation. You want 8 GB of VRAM, that's cute. A tech startup wants 8 TB, and they're willing to pay a premium. That makes your entire budget look like the change you found under a couch cushion. This isn't just a shortage, it's a total vibe shift. The industry has decided that you playing a gorgeous RPG is low value compared to a server farm, crunching billions of data points. We are watching the death of the hobbyist in real time, replaced by a cold, calculated focus on industrial scale math. The parts that should be getting cheaper as they get older are instead being locked behind a velvet rope, guarded by algorithms and corporate greed. It's giving gatekeeper energy, and it's not a good look. Then we have the DDR5 tax, a lovely little middle finger to your sanity. RAM prices have spiked because factories are literally flipping their assembly lines to make specialized memory for servers. Casual builders are seeing 16 GB kits cost what 32 GB used to, making the budget build a total myth. It's a systemic main character moment where the consumer market is being treated like a side quest. When the chip makers realize they can make 10x the profit by selling the same raw materials to a data center, they don't think twice. They don't care about your frame rates or your load times. They care about the quarterly earnings report and the to-the-moon hype of the AI revolution. You're paying for their pivot. Every time you buy a stick of RAM, you're basically subsidizing the setup for a world that's trying to exclude you. The assembly lines are humming, but they aren't humming for you. They're humming for the machines that are being designed to replace your creativity. And they're making you pay for the privilege of being phased out. It's actually wild. Remember the 200 GPU? That's ancient history now. A back-in-my-day story will tell kids around a glowing monitor. It's become as mythical as Bigfoot or a Ubisoft game launching without bugs. With manufacturing costs going up and profits being mid on the low end, companies would honestly just rather not make entry-level cards at all. Why sell a 200 product when you can bully the entire market into paying 400s? They've effectively deleted the bottom rung of the ladder. If you can't afford the mid-tier, they'd prefer you didn't play at all. This isn't just inflation, it's a deliberate get-out to the average gamer. By killing the budget tier, they've ensured that gaming is no longer an accessible hobby for everyone, but a luxury flex for people who can stomach a 500 starter card. It's a gatekeeping exercise disguised as market necessity, a way to filter out the broke customers and focus entirely on the whales who have been brainwashed into accepting whatever price tag drops. Even the console market, which used to be the safe space for our wallets, is catching these hands. The Switch 2 and various Pro consoles are creeping toward 500 and up because they're using the same RAM and storage as the PC market. There is no escape. The cheap entry point for families is cooked, replaced by a high floor of expensive silicon. When consoles lose their price advantage, the whole ecosystem starts to rot. The idea of a kid getting a gaming system for their birthday is becoming a massive financial flex rather than a standard gift. We are moving toward a future where casual is a label that costs half a month's rent. The supply chain doesn't care if you're a 10-year-old trying to play Pokemon or a data scientist training a neural net. It only sees who has the bigger bag, and spoiler alert, it's the guy in the suit. The collateral damage is an entire generation of gamers being priced out of their own culture before they even get to press start. To justify these unalive my wallet prices, companies are now shoving AI features into casual hardware that you 100% did not ask for. You're paying for a neural engine just to watch YouTube and play Stardew Valley. It's the ultimate upsell scam, convincing you that your hardware needs to be smart when all you want it to be is affordable. These features are usually just software tricks rebranded as breakthroughs to hide the fact that the actual performance jump is tiny. It's a marketing shell game. They tell you that you need dedicated AI cores for AI upscaling, but in reality, they're just trying to find a home for the leftover silicon from their enterprise chips. You are paying a premium for the R&D of a product line that isn't even for you. It's like buying a microwave that comes with a built-in particle accelerator. Sure, it sounds cool on the box, but you just wanted to heat up a burrito, and now your electricity bill is through the roof. The manufacturers also learned a very toxic lesson from the pandemic. If they keep supply low, they can keep prices high forever. This is supply optimization, which is just corpo speak for being a hater. They aren't in a rush to flood the market with cheap cards when they can sell half as many for twice the price and keep their profit margins juicy. It's artificial scarcity as a business model. They've realized that starving the fans works. If the shelves are always a little bit empty, we get desperate and lose the ability to wait for a sale. We are living in a permanent state of managed shortage, where the new normal is a market that never truly heals. They've optimized the joy out of the hobby, replacing the hype of a new launch with the pure anxiety of a stock alert. The goal is no longer to put a GPU in every home, it's to squeeze every single cent out of the people who can still afford one. Then there's the 1440p trap. Modern games are so poorly optimized that you need high-tier hardware just to get a stable 60 FPS at 1080p. Developers have basically stopped trying to make games run smoothly because they assume everyone will just use AI upscaling to fix their messy code. The casual experience now requires enthusiast specs because the software is leaning on the hardware like a crutch. We've entered the era of brute force development, where the answer to a laggy game isn't better coding, but buying a more expensive GPU. This creates a vicious cycle where the barrier to entry keeps rising, not because games are getting better, but because they're getting lazier. You are being forced to upgrade just to keep up with the mess. The baseline has shifted, and if you stay on old hardware, your game looks like a PowerPoint presentation. It's a tax on us for the failures of the devs, a hidden cost that turns a simple hobby into a constant struggle just to stay compatible. Even if you find a decent deal, good luck actually checking out. Scalpers have upgraded to enterprise-level bot farms. It's not just some guy in his basement anymore, it's a professional industry of automated theft. If a GPU exists at a fair price, a bot has sniped it before your page even finishes loading. These bots are faster, more cracked, and more persistent than any human could ever be. They've turned buying hardware into a high-frequency trading war, where the average person has zero chance of winning. The companies could stop this, but they have zero incentive to. A sale is a sale whether it goes to a gamer or a reseller's warehouse. This layer of bot predation adds another 30% to the real price of any part, pushing casual users even further away. The market has been cannibalized by its own efficiency, leaving us to dig through the trash on eBay for 3 times the original price. Ultimately, corporate greed has been normalized. Because we kept buying GPUs during the crypto and AI crazes, the industry realized we have a very high pain tolerance. 600 is the new entry level, and they know you'll eventually pay it, because honestly, what else are you going to do? Touch grass, read a book. They've weaponized our love for gaming against us, knowing that in a stressful world, gaming is a necessity, not just a luxury. They've calculated exactly how much they can squeeze us before we break, and they've pushed that limit to the edge. This is the 2026 hardware market, a landscape defined by corporate don't care and algorithmic exploitation. The casual gamers caught in the crossfire of a war they didn't start, paying the AI premium just to keep their digital head above water. A mid-range PC today costs what a beast rig cost 6 years ago, and all we got was a more expensive way to feel disappointed. The math behind this shift is a masterclass in corporate greed 101. We are told these changes, AI, auto supply chains, and big profit focus are just how a healthy market works. In reality, it's a total breakup between price and actual value. The drive for optimization has created a system that is perfect at making money, but totally broken at actually giving us a good product. The efficiency of a company is usually the suffering of the consumer. When a brand optimizes its supply to maximize profits, it's simultaneously optimizing you out of the equation. We're building a mountain of digital content that requires a more and more expensive ticket just to see. This isn't progress, it's a gated community where the tools to participate are being priced out of reach for the very people who make the culture cool in the first place. The shift to AI first hardware isn't because we asked for it, it's a top-down power move. By pivoting to data centers, manufacturers are basically becoming digital landlords. They aren't trying to give us the best value, they're trying to be the engine of the new economy. This creates a trickle-down effect that only ever trickles up. The AI features they shove on us are just a way to make us pay for the research they're doing for big corporations. When you buy a GPU with tensor cores you'll never use, you're paying for the development of the tech that might eventually make your job obsolete. The logic is cold. If a chip can be used for something higher value, like making a billionaire more billions, it's going there, and they don't care about your hobby. The casual gamer isn't the target anymore, because our budgets are grounded in reality, and corporate logic hates reality. The way they've normalized these prices is a total brainwash operation. By keeping prices high through managed supply, companies have successfully reset what we expect to pay. Once you accept that a mid-range card is $600, you've already lost. This is how enthusiast specs become the new casual minimum. The bar is raised just to keep you on a never-ending upgrade treadmill. The hardware market is now a mirror of the economy. The middle class of parts is being deleted to serve the extremes. You either buy a weak, overpriced budget card that's obsolete in 2 years, or you sell a kidney for a high-end monster. That is total overkill. There is no sweet spot anymore, because the sweet spot isn't profitable enough for a company that wants to be an AI infrastructure provider rather than a gaming brand. This leads to the real heart of the problem. We're losing our say in how we play. We've let our hobbies be controlled by systems that do not care about us. The hardware we buy isn't a tool for our own fun anymore, it's just a node in a giant network designed to suck value out of our time. When the system is optimized for profit above all else, the soul of the hobby is the first thing to be tossed. You see it in games full of battle passes and retention loops that need massive power to deliver zero actual substance. The efficiency of an AI-generated world is hollow. It's a world where everything is available, but nothing actually matters. By just accepting this market, we're saying we're okay with it. We're saying we'll pay the AI tax just to stay in a digital world that's becoming increasingly hostile to us. The fight back starts with refusing to accept this new normal. It takes a conscious effort to notice the traps and stop running on the infinite content treadmill. We have to stop being users and start being fans who actually care about what's being taken from us. The next time you see a mid-range GPU priced like a 2012 Honda Civic, don't just complain, realize it's a choice made by a company that decided you aren't worth their time. The choice to wait, buy used, or just keep your current rig running is an act of resistance. It's a way of saying your money has value that can't be reduced to a dot on a graph. We have to choose real over AI optimized. We have to demand hardware that works for us, not for the data centers. The system only works if we passively accept it. Once we say no, the whole scam starts to fall apart. Don't be a leftover in someone's profit strategy. Notice the system, disengage from the hype, and take your gaming life back.